Good afternoon, sir. What was promising to be a slow start to a Saturday, I beg your pardon, the finance minister tax cut proposals have really cheered all of us up.
Yes.
Swami sir, is my voice reaching you? I can guess that there is a bit of an audio problem. Swami sir, can I say that this is one of the biggest and perhaps a hallmark budget in the history of Indian budgets when it comes to direct taxes? Swami sir.
Why? That will be a great exaggeration. There were very, very major changes in Manmohan Singh's time when he was finance minister. This is just a break of to the middle class. You know, if you look at Chidambaram's thing, when he brought down the maximum income tax rate from 40% to 30%, that was much more dramatic, I think. So, I mean, don't exaggerate it. There is a big boost for the middle class. And there is a big boost for Bihar. These are the two characteristics of the budget. The total income tax thing is going 1 lakh crores, which is about zero. I mean, it is a large amount of money, but it is still only about 0.2 or 0.3% of GDP.
Okay. Swami sir, what about the other aspect of the budget, which is in terms of assumptions? Fiscal deficit number projected to be below 4.5. The tax assumptions, looking at the way that GDP has slowed down, are they looking reasonable? What about the budget arithmetic?
I would say that bringing it, I mean, the fact that last year was 4.8 against the budget target of 4.9 is commendable. To reduce it to 4.4% this year is also commendable. It means she has met her 5-year target of reducing it from 9.2 to below 4.5. And she seems to think she has so much headroom that she can also make a big middle class benefit. I hope she is right. I mean, I do not. We will have to look in detail into the assumptions of the income tax receipts and so on in the coming year. What are the assumptions? I would simply say that I do not think this was a wise move. You see, in most countries, you will find that the tax exemption limit is round about the per capita income level. Per capita income level would be about 2.5 lakhs, and we are having an exemption limit of 12 lakhs. So really, I think, we are keeping the tax payments to a very small segment of the population. You have greatly shrunk the tax base by doing this. At a time when Mr. Trump is playing tricks and there are possibilities of the tax revenue estimates going haywire, I think this is a risk, an unwarranted gamble. It may come true, it may come off, some gambles do pay. But I would say that, it surprises me, and I think the tax exemption limit, as an economist, has now become too high.
Okay. You've got 15 minutes already to look at the budget. And they say 15 minutes is a lot for Swami sir to really analyze something thread and bare. So 15 minutes, Swami sir, are over. Now let's get your verdict.
My verdict is, I'm afraid, I do not think this budget has gone in the right direction. It's a very good thing that you brought down the fiscal deficit to 4.4. This was a major achievement over the last 5 years. But how have you achieved this particular thing? Earlier on, she used to boast about how much I've increased capex by. This time she's completely silent. So the money that used to go into capex, this time has gone into this tax cut for the middle class. Now, I want to emphasize that, we are giving too high SOPs for the middle class. The tax exemption limit in a very large number of countries tends to be round about the per capita income. Now, per capita incomes in India is about 2.5 lakhs. But the tax exemption limit is 12 lakhs, now almost 5 times as much as this. So I would say what we have done is we have shrunk the tax base. The need, I think, is for the tax base to get bigger and bigger. That is not happening. What is happening is you're shrinking it and putting much more of the burden just on the larger section. I can understand that this helps in electoral terms for the BJP, but I do not think it's a good thing. The other thing I will point out that there were at least 5 different measures for Bihar. So very clearly this is also a budget made with an eye on the coming state election, Bihar, which is an important one. And out there they're going to have greenfield airports, expansion of Patna Airport, West Kosi Canal, focus on Buddhism and tourism. Well, of course, Bodh Gaya is one of the very biggest. A national institution of food processing, support for makhanas, which is a Bihar specialty. And they're going to expand the Patna IIT. So, I mean, you will find this is the only state on which there is so much focus in this particular budget. To that extent, it's political. Whether all these things will make a significant difference to the outcome, I cannot say. So I will say that, the good thing about the budget is fiscal consolidation. I am not happy with the rise in the exemption limit, which has shrunk India's tax base. The emphasis on Bihar, I will smile and say this is the kind of thing we expect. Overall, there is no mention of Donald Trump. There is no mention of the possible disasters that can come. Now, I understand that you cannot provide. We do not know what is going to happen. But should there not have been a mention? Should we not have been keeping our ammunition in reserve just in case something went wrong? So I would have expected something on that. There is nothing on that either.
I'm going to get the last word from Swami. Swami, it's always your first word, Swami sir, and it is always your last word on ET Now after budget, so we'll keep it that way. Your last word, you are not excited about the budget. So tomorrow morning or Monday morning when markets open, once today's budget excitement is over, what should they focus on? Swami sir, last word.
As far as what should the markets focus on, or what should I focus on?
Will focus on what you will focus on. Ultimately, markets will take a cue from that.
Okay. No, my last word is this is a budget which is a fiscal consolidation. Fiscal consolidation is not a big spending budget. I mean, you need to, the first point is that. Second, instead of increasing capex as in last budgets, they are encouraging consumption. It is, you've taken away from Peter to pay Paul. The notion that aggregate spending is going to go up in a big way is, I think, mistaken. But for me, the fact that I'm disappointed at the shrinkage of the tax base, and I'm disappointed that there is no mention of Mr. Donald Trump. So to my mind, there is not enough in the budget to say this is not a time for excitement, this is not a time for splurging, let us be careful, let us wait and watch. I mean, this is a budget presented at a time of slumping stock markets and slumping rupee value. No mention of that in the budget or what may be done about it. And in some sense, it's because, as I said, what Mr. Trump says tomorrow may be more important than what Nirmala Sitharaman has just said today, as far as the markets are concerned. So this is a time for sobriety, this is a time for caution. Because, as I said, the real thing that matters, as I said, don't think that there is a huge boost to consumption when you just shifted from capex to this, because even capex would result in salaries and the Keynesian multiplier effect. So I would say that let us be sober about this. Don't get overexcited about the tax cut and see that, things may not be good for the market because Mr. Trump is dominating, and that is what is moving the rupee, that is what is moving the stock markets. We don't know how far that's going to go.